Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Video True Nerd, and welcome to Production Line, a game about, well, a production line, as you'd probably guessed from the title there, made by the Positech lot, same guys who made Democracy 3, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a very, very good sign indeed. This is an early access game, but it's coming along very, very nicely indeed. Let's just jump in, I'll show you what I mean. So say hello to a mid-sized factory that I've basically just kicked off here. This is just our factory floor. We can just zoom in and zoom out a little bit. Basically, yes, we're trying to build cars, and we're building cars using, well, not really automated lines, there's clearly people on them, but basically we're building conveyor belt lines with people and machines on them in order to construct a car, and isn't that just flipping lovely? These here are the things we need to build a car, in this order. Assemble a chassis, fit a body on it, paint it, fit an engine, fit some accessories, fit some electronics, check that it's like, you know, a decent car, then export the damn thing out to be sold. Beautiful. So, down in just this little corner of my factory, let's just start off with something nice and simple here. Let's start off right here with the chassis assembly. Marvellous, so we got ourselves a chassis assembly. So we can build the basis of a car there, but we're going to need to actually, you know, fit a body onto the car, because people, being fussy plebs as they are, probably want their cars to actually have bodies on them. So we're going to actually have to have, you know, right there, a fit body machine over there. To link the two, we're going to need a conveyor belt, because, you know, the car needs to be able to move from point to point. So beautiful. So there to there, car gets built there, moves along conveyor belt over here. Marvellous, that's a good enough starting point. So let's just actually kick off time here. No route to stockpile. You see, the thing is, we need to bring in parts from the outside. We need to actually bring in parts. This little green window here is how parts get in. So let's just have a resource importer. There we go. And we need to kind of link that to this area using the resource conveyor belt, because resources get carried around on little overhead rails, so they can basically go wherever they want. So as a starting point, I just need to say, hey, I need to have the rail go to here, so $10,000 to make that happen. Beautiful. And this place also needs a stockpile, so let's just link that into the system too. Marvellous. So now both these places have stockpile access. Restart time, and now things will start being shipped immediately to these various places. So right now they've got insufficient resources. Basically, in order to build a car, all of these slots need to be filled up. So this is all being filled up right now. Lovely. And just indeed, the little electronic arms kind of jump into life as parts also get delivered here. And there we go. So our first car is currently being produced right here. Right now we're just building a really basic car. Now while that's in production, there's something else I need to kind of get done and underway right now. So over in facilities, I need to build a research office like immediately. You kind of need research, because without research, you've got no technology. So there we are, I've just dropped 50,000 on research, and some people sitting in research doing, like, you know, research presumably, figuring out how cars work and all of that. And now I can go over to the research thing. Technology is basically how you start making better cars, because right now we can just make a basic car. So, you know, for example, things like, oh, I don't know, anti-lock brakes and safety features certainly seems like a really good idea, but you can't actually have, like, advanced stuff like anti-lock brakes until you've got wheel specialization, which is over in processors. So probably a good idea would be, yeah, body specialization over here, just because, yeah, that'll lead into various new technologies. So let's just start that going on immediately. My research department will just get on with that now. Beautiful. Back out here to where stuff is happening. And as we just kind of speed up time for a little bit, we'll see the first chassis has started being constructed. And in just a moment, it moves along the conveyor belt to the next area. Oh, sorry, one of them already was. Fine, that probably needs to go somewhere in a minute. So after we've done the fit body, it needs to go and be painted. That's absolutely fine. I can basically just go right over there. Beautiful. And once again, we'll just put a conveyor belt down here, so when it's ready, it can get in there. Very, very nice indeed. After it is painted, we need to actually fit the engine. Apparently the engine happens after the painting. That strikes me as backwards, but okay, fine, whatever. The painting, however, also needs an access to this little kind of route up here. Yeah, because the paint needs to be delivered from somewhere. So a resource conveyor belt, let's just get that hooked into the system there. Lovely. So paint should start being shipped immediately. There we go. Paint is being shipped in and shipped over towards the painting area. So as soon as there's enough paint, we'll start painting the car. Now, in order that we kind of don't overload this conveyor belt, I may as well use this door over here, because the resource importer is only 66,000. We'll get another one of those going on over here. And everything after painting will start actually handling by kind of shipping in from this side. So a resource conveyor over here will just kind of loop you into there. Beautiful. And now we'll start shipping all the stuff you need to build an engine, which I'm assuming is like, you know, several things over to here, and that will be shipped in. Beautiful. So that's now floating around there. Very, very good indeed. After that, we just fit the accessories, though probably there's not many of those yet, to be perfectly honest, and then into the really simple, quick, last-minute stuff. So So basically, we're on our way through, yeah, fitting electronics. So at this point, we want to start working towards a blue kind of export door. So that's absolutely fine. So we'll just start moving in that direction. I think that's about right. So we'll just kind of put you, we may as well kind of put you over here. That's absolutely fine. We'll just kind of move you to there for fit electronics. Then yes, on the way out the door, we'll simply have ourselves a nice quality assurance thing. And then finally, we want an export. Just flip that around. There we go. And then all of this needs to be fitted together with conveyor belts to make sure it all actually works correctly. Round the corner there, and then you are to there, and there we go. We should now have a working basic system. Aside from the fact we need just a couple more conveyor belts just to make sure everything actually fits in there. Nice, so now everything's fitted in, and right away the little import door starts bringing lots of parts up. So now none of these should ever actually be over capacity. So now we can actually watch our cars just kind of going along the conveyor belt. And that's it. Pretty darn soon, we'll actually start having cars coming through. So this car right here, the sedan is just kind of coming through here. It's going to be sold for $16,000. So we've spent a very large amount of money just getting ourselves set up here. But now the car is actually kind of ready to have stuff like, that's the accessories bit, fine. And there's the fourth one. This time it's the windscreen being fitted. That's now done into the fifth process, a dashboard, and that's incredibly fast. And the car now moves on, and we simply wait for the next vehicle to show up. Marvellous. Now the car just goes over here, but now we're into the final stages. It's just a case of, yeah, electronics are nice and quick. Then it's just basically 2 minutes or so, 5 minutes inside quality check, and then it gets sold in 4 minutes because these people are apparently damn good salespeople. Actually, you know what? I might actually just make some, improvements to this here car. So right now it's a sedan. A sedan, you say, being sold for $16,000, which is apparently a fair price. I'd say we don't call it that. I'd say we call it the John. There we go. Magnificent. Not the John, the John. Thank you. And they're all going to be sold in sexy, sexy red. No, red. Thank you. And there we go. There's one of the first. Oh, it's already gone. So we've started actually making money. So you're probably thinking this all looks incredibly flipping simple right now. Okay, just use research to make better cars and then just build more conveyor belts. But this is the stage where you start thinking about optimizing efficiency based on how long each process takes. Oh yeah, this is one of those geeky games. Sorry, this is my sort of thing. Right, so let's just zoom out of here and we can immediately start seeing a problem. Which is over here at the fit body process, there is clearly a bit of a backlog, isn't there? There's a whole bunch of chassis that have been produced. In fact, actually, we can't even produce any more chassis because this conveyor belt's totally backed up. Now, I could just make more conveyor belts as a queue, but that would be completely stupid because then we just end up in a scenario where, yeah, we'll just kind of back up that conveyor belt in no time at all. So my factory is grinding to a flipping halt. This thing physically can't do anything because it's actually waiting for another start. In fact, it's spending like 100% of its time recently just waiting for fit body to be done. Basically, fitting a body takes 31 minutes. Assembling a new chassis, however, can be done in 12. Okay, that's of interest. And painting takes 34, so that's even flipping longer. Over here, fit engine can be done in 22, and then we get into faster and faster and faster stuff around these parts. Yeah, fit electronics, and then quality checks only 5 minutes. So basically, we need to start figuring out, actually, a more efficient line. So we can probably produce, basically, chassis broadly, yeah, 3 times faster than we can paint the cars. The painting, right now, is the bottleneck, though the bottleneck looks like it's going to be fit, and broadly they're the same. So what we need to do is basically start splitting off these conveyor belts and making more stuff here. So what we probably need is, hang on, let's just make sure we do the maths here. So 31 minutes and about 34 minutes. So basically for every 1 chassis assembly, I need 3 fit bodies and 3 paint areas in order to actually kind of keep up production. Once we get into fit engine, however, I could lower that down to 2, and then they could probably just feed into 1 fit accessories. Wow, probably. Okay, then there will be a bit of a backlog around here, but screw it, it'll do. There'll be a backlog here, we'll just have to kind of make do with it for now, because I'm not sure how much money I'm going to have here. How much does a fit body cost? That's quite expensive. Paint is relatively cheap. Fit body, however, I'm going to burn through money really fast. Fit engine is also pretty expensive. Right, let's just build another one round for now, and we'll see how this goes. Because if I just basically do another... I'm building a fit body right now. Yeah, fit body. If I just basically build another one of these immediately, right next to this guy, that's absolutely fine. So we'll just build a second one of you, and a second paint station that's relatively cheap as well. Then all we need to do now is, one, we need to just kind of quickly merge them into the network here. And merge you into the network here as well. So they'll start basically summoning resources in a moment. Now we just need to conveyor belt them into the system. So now we're going to give this place a choice. Like when you get to this point in the conveyor belt, you can go this way if you would rather do that. And now a whole bunch of stuff is going to do exactly that. And we just loop that into here. And then we just loop this down into here. So basically, we split out the chassis and we start doing 2 fit bodies and 2 paintings, and then we feed that back into fit engine. So now if we just kind of zoom out and then basically speed up time, we should see by looking at, yeah, this is the car that's currently underway and the yellow cars being cars that are waiting, this should start being more efficient momentarily, because we're still going to have a bit of a backlog, but it's going to be much more efficient, because now, down here, if we kind of go over to here, we should spend a lot less time waiting for the next vehicle, because yeah, right now, the Fit Electronics is spending like 86% of its time just waiting for another vehicle to show up, so we need to sort out the backlog over here. Now, I've still got plenty of money for the time being, so yeah, I'd say we're probably okay to... Fit body might be a little bit on the difficult side, mind. Right, I might need to potentially take a loan to make this work, but let's just say that this is going to be okay. So, once again, another, no, not chassis assembly, 1 fit body over here. So 1 fit body here, and a 3rd paint thing right over here. Lovely. And once again, we just need yet more conveyor belts and stuff around there. So once again, we can just go around here. Lovely. So a 3rd of that gets sent over here. 3rd of that over here. Now, this is the point where we need to actually pause time for a second and rejig our actual conveyor belt system and figure out what we're going to do. So if we start getting 3 fit bodies and 3 paint jobs feeding in there, then all of a sudden, we're just going to move the backlog over to fit engine. So what I need to do really is, I need to redesign this area for a moment. What we need to do is... Okay, first things first, one thing about that, let's just quickly get you hooked into the system here, and you hooked into the system here. Thank you very much indeed. So now both of them have got a route to the stockpile. Now, we demolish this, and we demolish this. Now what we want to do is have a conveyor belt come out of here, and join up to here. So this is now the central point. So what we do now is we make this come out this way. Now that all of the chassis, or rather the painted bodies, will come in via this route. And then we divide those two between 2 separate fit engine areas. So we'll just create 2 separate fit engine areas around here. That should be fine. So we'll just kind of have the conveyor belt split between you and between you. There we go. And then, after the fit engine, we can actually have that reunify here in order to go into this area down here. Just make sure that's all now as it should be. Beautiful. Now we just need to hook all of those in. We're getting close to being out of money. It's fine for the time being. That's absolutely fine. And no route to stockpile. There is a route to the stockpile. It's fine. It's just taking a while to arrive, damn it. There we are. Insufficient resources. The resources are on their way. Now, probably... at this point, yeah, this actual kind of entry point here is a little bit overcrowded, whereas this one is relatively easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hook them together, because then, yeah, basically this one can start doubling up and providing backup over here. So if we just kind of hook these together, then even though that's a bit expensive, then now, yeah, basically like stuff like paint is now being shipped on this one as well. So we've taken the pressure off this door, because this door was just constantly trying to do everything. Next slot not found. Next slot's not found. Oh, right. We might have a problem here. Why can you not find the next slot? Because the next slot's pretty simple, actually. The next slot is you simply go, these two haven't linked together. Hang on. Just sort this out. This is fine. This is all absolutely fine. And then I need to... Okay, you guys need to be like... There we go. Now they've figured it out. So, now at this point... the cars, let's just kind of speed this up and watch this here for a second. So if I've got this right, what should be happening is you've not found the next slot. Okay, why have you not found the next slot? What you need to do is you need to go this way and then this way. Alright, okay, once again, we'll just fix this up. Okay, some of these have gone a bit wrong. It's okay. If I just kind of do this, then sometimes the layout of the conveyor belts gets a bit confused. Now if I just do this... There we go. And if I just do this, that should sort that out, right? You should be fine with this, yes? Are you fine with this? Next slot not found. Why are you not finding the slot? Is it because this here isn't a turntable, so you can't utilize it? Okay, I've come up with a ludicrously, unnecessarily complicated system, but it does seem to be actually working correctly. So now, this car gets shipped along here, and basically picks a direction to wherever it actually has the opportunity to go to. So now at this point, if all of this is running correctly, and as I think it should be, we've got, yeah, 1 chassis assembly into 3 fit bodies, feeding into 3 separate paints that then go via a slightly convoluted spider system into a double fit engine, and then that fits into a single fit accessories. At this point, if we speed up time, we should start making some money pretty quickly here. Now, as I expected, actually I wasn't expecting that, I was expecting a bit of a backlog around here. Let's just see how it all kind of shakes out. Because at this point, we should pretty soon clear out the backlog, or at least keep the backlog around here minimal. So here we go. Now we've got ourselves a tiny bit of a queue into the paint around there, which is understandable. A small queue will inevitably build up in the paint, because the paint takes slightly longer than the fit body. But it should be a small, very manageable queue, all things considered. Now we have got ourselves... yeah, now everything's running a lot more smoothly. Now there should probably be a queue showing up here at Fit Accessories, because Fit Accessories takes 14 minutes, whereas, yeah, meanwhile, yeah, we're kicking out a car on average every 11 minutes, because there's 2 fit engines at 22 minutes each. So as a result, we should get a small backlog here, but actually, that'll partly be solved, because there's going to be a small backlog... no, the backlog here doesn't matter, because this is a car on average every 11 minutes, and this is servicing... okay, that actually fits about right. The paint actually produces a car every 11 minutes. These two produce a car every 11 minutes, but this can only handle a car every 14 minutes, 36 seconds. So there will absolutely be a backlog in this part of the world. But now, we should be okay. And now, yes, indeed, the new John, the lovely John car, which is indeed red and thus stylish and sexy, is now being fed through here nice and quickly. Beautiful. Okay. So, I'd say this is looking good as a starting point, and we should actually start making some money back at some point too. Let's just kind of zoom over here, and are these good charts? Profit is not looking great, to be honest. Hang on. Income in the last hour, $48,000 to $62,000 expenses. Okay, profit's not looking desperately hot. Let's just speed things up a little bit and see if we get these cars through and being sold a bit more quickly now. Because, yeah, at this point, this is now the new cars starting to come through the new system. So as the new cars come through the new system, I'm hoping we should start making some good money here. Because every car sold is worth, like, 32,000 or... no, wait, 16,000 or something. Right, are we actually making money at this point? Because you then get sold for 67,000. Yeah, up to 98. Right, I think we're pretty much just breaking even right now. Though, actually, if we sell this car right now, that's fine. If we could just sort out the bottleneck. Okay, hang on. So I've got myself a good starting point here, but the factory is only just breaking even after all this investment. Okay, part of the problem is, yeah, we've got a bit of a backlog here. Though if I sort out this backlog, it won't make that much difference. How much does a fit accessories actually cost to fix? If I could just sort that out, that's 65,000. That's quite a lot, all things considered. And if I actually... ooh. And I can't actually slot that here because the bloody conveyor belt's in the way, which is kind of annoying. Okay, what if I just made this one over here just feed in over here, right over here, yeah, and then basically the cars have a choice where they want to go next. This is burning a lot of money, but it will increase the productivity. Just resource conveyor will be cheap to do, $12,000. We're pretty much out of money at this point, so this better work. Right, so this now goes over to here, obviously, and this one can just feed into here. So now cars can choose to go this way into what is a free open spot. Now, I've only got $600. Okay, I probably should accept a loan at this point, because at this point we've got... okay, there we are. Now we've got loads of money. Now we've got absolutely flipping loads of money, and everything is fine. Now, let's just see if we can actually... oh, but now we've got to pay the interest on that loan. But we're making cars pretty... that car doesn't have it. Okay, it's got wheels. Good. Good. That car does have wheels. Right. Now, are we shipping cars as fast and efficiently as we can do? Because I think possibly we might need a bit of a price hike here. Like, you know, the car is lovely. It's supposed to be red, damn it. Okay, how about we just put a slight flipping price hike on the car here? Just make an extra, like, you know, $800 a car, because it's red and it's called The John, so it's got good branding on it. Let's also have a little look-see at the market here right now, which is, yeah, okay. So what we're selling is we're selling a sedan, which is just a budget sedan over here. Marvellous. With 10 customers per hour. I am not producing enough cars for this section of the market. Increase production. Your cars in this market segment seem underpriced. Okay, interesting. So I can make a bit more money, and sales per hour 4, produce per hour 4, customers per hour 10. Fine, so if I could find a way to produce more cars, then as a result I can actually get more sales. And I can increase the price of this car a little bit, because that's what I've just been told. Increase the price just a little bit to 16,000. Let's just see what that does. Ooh. 17,000, nice. Apparently that's still budget. 17,000, is that a budget car? Apparently that's a budget car, so that's fine. And we've got technology coming in soon. As soon as we've got technology coming in, we'll actually be able to start, you know, like making better cars and stuff. And that will be very, very good indeed. Yeah, the game seems to be implying at this point. Where is the problem? Okay, the problem is you're not sending enough flipping chassis up this way. Send the chassis up this way to have the bodies fitted on, alright? We've got a queue round here. Sort it the flipping hell out. Still, on the plus side, the queue at Fit Accessories has now ended. So, what we've probably got at this point is... This is still, yeah, 12 minutes. 12 minutes. If I were to introduce a new extra fit body... Still spending a lot of time just waiting for the next vehicle. That one's running quite efficiently. This one is waiting for the next vehicle quite a lot. And this one is... That one's running quite efficiently. Okay, why are you waiting for the next vehicle more than the others for some reason? I guess maybe that's possibly just an accident of random distribution at this exact moment in time. Fine. Don't worry about that. I need to potentially produce more cars of the sort I've got. Right now, I've got an excess of fit accessories, okay? And I've got... I don't have an excess of fit engines. If I were to fit one more fit engine in, then... In order to service that, I would need... Well, how much does a chassis assembly cost? Chassis assemblies are actually cheap. Chassis assemblies are really cheap. So as a result of that, I could actually shove an extra one of them down, and then... Okay, hang on. If I had a second one of those down, then in real terms, I could just probably add in just another 2 fit bodies, 2 paints associated with them. 5 of those would be producing a car on average once every 7 minutes. Okay, a car every 7 minutes. Then if I just had a 3rd fit engine feeding into 2 fit accessories, that would produce enough cars to meet market demands. I think, anyway. Though we might need to bring in an extra round of stuff over here. Fine, you know what? Let's just do that then. So let's just save ourselves a bit of trouble in terms of the old actual, you know, length of the conveyor belt for parts by moving this one straight up to here. Now this one can absolutely service its own too and also feed into this conveyor belt system over here. So that's fine. So we'll just have you over, right over here in fact, just so we don't get in the way of this in case we need that later. Shove that one down there. Now, we're also going to be needing a new resource importer and a new resource conveyor belt. We need to invest to grow, damn it. We need to invest to grow. This is probably a sensible idea right here. So, this can lead into a double fit body, which can just basically go right next to the 2 we've already got there. 2 more fit bodies right there. Those need to be put into the network over here, of course. Those fit into a double paint. Oh, I'm really pretty much out of money at this point. Right, and that means I actually can't afford another fit engine. Right, can I take out another loan? Because I also need to pay for a bunch of conveyor belts. I can, but it's small loans at this point. Screw it, I'm willing to take that. Just take a big pile more money. Alright, seriously, this is all going to be fine. So I need a 3rd fit engine. At this point, hang on, your fit engines. A 3rd fit engine that then goes over to... That can just be right here. Alright, and then just make sure we also just fit all of these into the network. Also, loop you together, because you theoretically... Yeah, now everyone can feed everything. Probably shouldn't do that, because then this one might try and feed over here if need be, which would probably be inefficient, whatever. Then, the conveyor belt. So, the conveyor belt just needs to basically go, okay, you can just feed over here. You can also feed over here if need be, and you can also feed into this network if you need to as well. So this can feed into any of these whatsoever, but every single one of these feeds into its own paint. Now, if you can you just feed into this web over here? Yes, you can just feed into that web over there. That's absolutely fine. And you can also feed into that web by just having more of those there. But, because right now, okay, these three are capable of feeding into this, or they can go down here to feed into those two. So this system actually needs to... Wait, this system can... If this system now feeds into here, can that now feed into... Okay, you're now getting in the way, which is not helpful. And then this system needs to loop round here into this system. Right, because then that's... No, I need that to be a turny one, because otherwise there's no option where it goes. Right, okay, hang on. Does that actually make sense at this point? So, we've got, yeah, the 5 painters are now producing all out to here, and all of the paint gets brought to this central point right here. At this central point here, it gets divided between you, and you. Now, once it comes out of the back of the 3 fit engines, you have the option to either go straight down to here or loop round to this one. You have the option to come down here. You can either... Ooh. But then you're actually going back the same way the other one wants to, so you probably won't. Right, we'll just keep an eye on that and see how that goes. This possibly is inefficient because on this occasion, this conveyor belt wants to go both ways and it can't. Let's just also let that move because I need to know what you're doing at this point. That is no. Right, so we've got a problem over here. Hang on. As soon as you move out of the way, just get that one out of the way, please, because I need to actually see what's going on. Could you please hurry up? I need to fix the conveyor belt one of the cars is actually sitting on. Also, body specialization is complete. Marvelous. So with body specialization complete... I can actually get on to... Yeah, let's do body frame specialization. Then we can do a fit body shell. Or we can have fit door panels. Large door. Apparently we're shipping cars without doors right now. Or possibly really basic ones, I'm not sure. I'd say let's make a special body frame or something. Research that, yes. Right, okay, so pause there. So, hang on, just demolish this. Okay, this needs to basically fit into this one, please. That fitted? Okay, that's now fitting together better. Right, okay. Now, what we should be doing at this point is we should be making a lot more flipping cars. There should now be cars basically just everywhere. That is paint, that is paint. This does not have cars yet, but that's because we're still producing cars and chassis assembly. Speed this up. Let's just check whether there are actually... Okay, there's a car here. This car gets shipped over here. Fine. So now at this point, we are now shipping successfully... pretty much 5 chassis into bodies and 5 bodies moving into paint. Now, what should be happening, hopefully, is... Okay, there shouldn't be a queue there. There should be... Can you not get to that side because... Ah. Are you struggling to get to that side because of this over here? Okay, hang on. What we need to do is we need to provide an option for these guys to come down here... Instead, yeah, if both of these have the option to come down here, that might save time. Because that means one is guaranteed to come down. Let's see. I don't think you can turn, though, because that's not a wheelie thing. Oh, no, you can. You are allowed to do that. Fine, you are allowed to turn there. Fine. So now both of these are able to come down here, meaning this... Yeah, these 3 are being serviced by these 2. And at this point, there should be a nice kind of row of cars coming through at this point. Right. Let's check on the state of the market now. So as these cars start coming through, let's just kind of let this speed up a little bit here. We should now be producing and selling cars a lot flipping faster. So that just comes through, heads through there, heads through there. Yeah, now the production line should actually be operating properly. And by the way, can we actually do anything with what we've actually just done with the chassis business? Fit body frame, fit roof, fit doors. Ah, fit body frame. So a body shell would be nice. So once we do have that research, we can actually start improving our cars, make them better and better, and increase the price accordingly. Okay, so that's what technology's all for. First, however, rival companies, you see there on the bottom right, rival companies are inventing technologies. As technologies are used by rivals, they become more common and thus less valuable. But now we should be producing cars pretty quickly. However, I've taken out 2 massive loans that we actually have to service. So we basically need to get these cars out of the door pretty quickly. So let's just actually have a look, see how my money's doing, just on a day-to-day basis right now. So it's kind of, you know, about 310... Just kind of keep selling cars here. Up to 320. Just hanging around 310. Okay, and then up to... Okay, I feel like we are selling cars. Like, are we not selling the cars for money? I feel like we should be selling the cars for money. Back up to 320, 340. Okay, I feel like this place is now turning a very slight profit, even with all of the loans we're servicing, which is good. That's very, very good news, though. Now we've got... Okay, now we've got a bit of a backlog. What's going on over here in terms of cars being sent in this direction, right? Have we got a problem? Do we have a problem here? Also, is anyone lacking in parts right now? No one's flagging, hey, I'm not getting parts quickly enough, which is good. So now we just need to work on this. Just in case you're seeing just like insufficient parts for just a split second. But I think with 3 separate kind of things coming in and this network, we have plenty of parts showing up. Bit of a problem here. Because of the backlog into this area. Is this where the backlog is right now? Yeah, it kind of feels like right now, actually, part of the backlog is... We've got a queue over here and no one coming in over here. Interesting. Okay. Is what we need to do potentially introduce a fourth... We shouldn't need a fourth. But if I was to create a fourth, like this one, I think the fit engine is pretty cheap, right? That's $109,000. Alright, it's not nothing. And apparently, I've millionized revenue. Marvellous. I've taken $1 million in revenue. Well, that doesn't really matter, because the profit barely flipping exists. But okay. Could I create cars faster if I got rid of this backlog? 'Cause the problem now is, if this backlog gets up here, it's going to start bogging up this whole area full stop. Which will be a problem, yes. How do we solve this? How do we solve this situation right here? I mean, right now... Okay, why do you want to always go that way? Some of you should want to go this way and kind of loop around here. Because if you were to go along here and then come over to this side, there's less of a queue. Yeah, we've definitely got a bottleneck going on here. Fine. Okay, we need extra... We need extra stuff. If I just put an extra... fit engine right over here on this side. I feel like we shouldn't need 4 fit engines to 3. I mean, just on the amount of time, 34 minutes to 22, we should not need 4 of those to service 5 paint, but probably it's just a problem with the conveyor belt. Fine, in that case, just keep on the old conveyors here. Once a car gets to this point, a car should have the option to go to this one instead. Okay, and then after it's come out, it just loops onto this system over... Oh, but it shouldn't loop over to this system over there, because we've now got the problem that... Okay, how cheap is a fit accessories? Because that's presumably... That's really cheap. Okay, I'm just going to basically shove an extra one of those down. But the electronics needs to go there, which is unfortunate, because now the electronics is... How cheap is electronics? That's super cheap. Okay, I'm just going to put an extra electronics in, even though that's really kind of a little bit inefficient. Right, I'm just going to put an extra accessories down here. Right, extra accessories, and that's just going to be on this side. And then that's going to feed into electronics right over here. This is really inefficient. And then that will feed into QA over here, but that's fine. This is all 100% fine. So this now loops around to here. You loop round to here. You loop into there. That's absolutely fine. You all need to be looped into the actual network here. Lovely. And you need to be... Right, you also need to be looped in over there. Fine. Now, with all of that in play, this whole system should now start moving... a lot more efficiently. Let's just zoom out here. Yeah, so immediately, resources are being shipped over to this side. 2 cars have been diverted to over here. 3 cars diverted over in this direction. We've still got a massive flipping blockade of cars here, but with 2 now working this queue should be cleared pretty quickly. So now, we should be, admittedly, now we're down to 109,000, 124. Just keep an eye on that cash figure. Make sure it's kind of holding steady, because if it drops to, like, say, 50, we're in trouble. Because that means we're losing too much money too fast here. But are we now shipping enough cars? Because it feels like, looking at the car movements, I think now we're okay. Admittedly, I'm worried about this one. Is this one actually waiting for next vehicle? Spends a little bit of time waiting for next... Yeah, this one spends time waiting for next vehicle. Well, okay, hang on. Get back to normal time. Okay, we are making money. We're definitely making profit right now. Is it because this one is... This fit accessories is literally only servicing over here, because this car never comes up this way. This conveyor belt is for this direction. this actual, yeah, these two can never get over here, which is why we needed the extra one to here, because, yeah, that's why we need two over here, because these three were all being fed into this one, which is why we need the extra one there. Fine, so that was just bad planning on my part. But aside from this mess around here, I mean, this seems to be, this isn't actually working, because there's now a queue going on here that's preventing these guys. No, there's not, because there's this overflow thing. So these two can feed directly into here via this route. So it doesn't matter there's a bit of a queue going on this one, though it is admittedly annoying that this one doesn't just move along over here at this point. Now, let's just return to the market for a second here, check what the state of the market is. So right now we are... You're not producing enough cars for this section of the market, increased production, and they seem apparently they're still underpriced. Okay, well, that's good. That means we can just actually add an extra 10% on. Sure. Let's actually just start selling these for more. They seem to apparently be quite successful for the time being. Very, very good indeed. And momentarily, we should have our first new bit of technology coming in, and we can actually start doing some work to the body or something. I don't know much about cars. And yeah, we've definitely got a problem here. This backlog is causing a bit of an issue. What could I do to help that? You know what I could do to help that? I could add an extra line for this car to actually skip over to here and join this. This is incredibly inefficient, but if I was to do that, if you were to just be able to come over here and skip that, how would you like to be able to... Okay, now let's watch this car here, because this car here should now hopefully... Hang on, just zoom out. So this green car in the middle should now hopefully skip this and just go over that way. Hopefully, anyway. Or possibly, because of the way conveyor belts work, it might be compelled to go this way? I'm not sure. Hang on, speed up time, wait for you to make a move, and then we'll see where you go at this point. So you do indeed go straight on. Can you turn right? Yes, it turns right. Beautiful. Then the conveyor belt takes that to there. Okay, that should now ease the pressure. Now, with all of these extra things around here, that should now mean that the pressure around here should now have been resolved. We've still got a problem around here, which is... these are a little bit over capacity, but I'm not sure why you... Yeah, you now go this way. Okay, this is getting somewhere. Why did you go this way? Probably because you physically couldn't get on here because there wasn't enough conveyor belt to queue on, irritatingly. And now this is currently not doing a thing because of that. Okay, what can I do to get these cars to potentially loop around here? Probably nothing, unfortunately. So we've kind of got a bit of a queue around here. Okay, good. That's not game over. Marvellous. Start up production. Produce 100 cars in a single game. Thank you very much, game. So actually... the amount of money is now ticking up nicely. With the price increase for the car, we've actually managed to turn a tidy profit here. And high-octane efficiency. Maintain level of 50% production slot efficiency over a period of 10 hours. Thank you. Apparently the game is happy that I'm being moderately efficient here. So, now that I've actually got money ticking in, what can I do to potentially resolve any of these here issues? Because it feels like... we don't have a major backlog here. We've got a bit of a backlog on paint, and we always knew there was a bit of a backlog on paint. That was always a possibility, just because paint takes ever so slightly longer to do than the actual fit body does. We're probably producing, if you are producing an average of 1 every 6 minutes, this is now producing an average of about once every 6 minutes. Yeah. The problem is that paint takes ever so slightly longer. So if I could just get 1 car or 1 extra paint. It's a waste to have 1 extra paint, because all I could do would be, unless I had like a side-running conveyor belt that could take the cars out of here, but then that would block up this. So that's probably a terrible idea, to be honest. Unless I had... yeah, the thing is, I should have put these further apart. Like, really, I should have put all of these further apart, because then you've got more space to rejig the conveyor belts. Because what I probably really want to do is, after every stage, you want to run it all together into one, like have all of these go into a single line, and then have that single line split out to however many, because then they'll be actually properly fairly distributed. But still, for the time being, everything seems to be running correctly, and we are actually making good money. Now, what's the situation with the loans? Because once we've paid off the loans, we'll be making even more flipping money. We've still got... hang on, how long until these actual loans are done? Technically we're still on day 0 right now. We have built this factory bloody quickly. Yeah, hourly interest 1,700, hourly interest 1,200. Don't accept that loan down there. So right now I'm paying 3,000 an hour in loan interest. How does that compare to my total expenses, by the way? Total expenses, actually, that barely makes an impact. That's making a very, very small impact indeed. But now we're making a healthy profit, damn it. Now, as I'm currently got a fair bit of money going on, I'm actually going to slap down a second research office down here in my office space, because I may as well increase the rate at which I'm researching technology, because technology will actually allow me to generate new, exciting, sexy cars faster. Speak of the devil, lovely. Body frame specialization is now done, allowing me to have a whole bunch of sexy stuff. And that would allow us to have cars that have, ooh, hello, sunroofs. Okay, a sunroof might be fun, which is apparently an environmental feature, but okay, whatever. But first I need to actually research, I need to research environmental features, but I can do that a lot more quickly now, because I've actually got, more research labs, so I'm getting research in faster. So yeah, environmental features is actually ticking up very, very quickly indeed. So let's actually get ourselves a brand new car coming in, a car with a sunroof. Because once we've got a car with a sunroof, we can actually increase the amount of cost very, very nicely indeed. And screw it. We're still flipping swimming in money. I'm just going to actually slap down some extra research labs, because why not, eh? Everyone just start researching faster. Nice. You can actually just squeeze in, hang on. We can squeeze in one more. Squeeze in more research, thank you. Right, so now research is just powering up. Very, very good indeed. As far as I can tell, you don't actually pay for research. Research is just a function of, it just seems to cost power, and power costs you money. Because right now I'm not producing any power whatsoever. You can build power plants down the line if you want to, like, you know, make your own power rather than paying the energy company for it. And yeah, that's more flipping like it. Research actually happening at pace now. Beautiful. Environmental features. Next up, we want the sunroof. And that's just happening apace too. Nice, this is more like it. Now at this point we are producing, we're producing 9 cars per hour, but we have 11 customers coming in. So I could slightly increase production of the John. That's absolutely fine. But really what I probably want to be aiming at now is trying to start making, a mid-range car. But if I want to make a mid-range car, then I need to actually have, like, you know, special advanced stuff. Now I'm hoping the sunroof might be enough. Right here. If I can just get a sunroof on the car, that might be enough. And is the factory running sensibly? There's a little bit of a problem with, resourcing occasionally, but they seem to be arriving fast enough to keep things ticking along here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do to kind of make things a bit more efficient and kind of try and take the stress off my actual supply system. We know what we need a lot of, which is paint. We need huge amounts of paint constantly. So I'm going to build a supply stockpile. And the only job of that stockpile is basically just going to be to keep close by to where all the, the painting things are. It's just going to basically store some paint. So we're going to slap that down there. We're going to hook that into the system with its conveyor belt right over here. Lovely. And right to here. That's absolutely fine. So that's now in there. Now we click on that and we say, I want to add some paint. I just want this to hold nothing but flipping paint. All of the paint. So we'll whack that up to 36. And now huge amounts of paint should start being, there we are. Huge amounts of paint are now being shipped in from all over the place. And they are now going to go and sit over here. And now when the painting workshops need to actually call up paint, they won't actually anymore need to call up paint from the outside world. Instead, there we are, we're starting to see paint already being shipped back out again. Some paint will be shipped instead straight from the warehouse, as long as there is actual paint here to be shipped out. And as a result, we're actually kind of taking a lot of strain off the actual kind of incoming system, and thus the incoming system can focus more on parts to actually keep the rest of the factory going. So that should hopefully make things a lot smoother, because if there's one thing we're always going to need, it's going to be gallons and gallons of paint, because literally the only thing this place actually needs, saying if we go to this system, is this place just needs paint. It just needs actually tons of paint. So as a result now, we can ship in new paint as required, but now there's a little bit of a buffer just to make sure paint will never, ever, ever actually run dry here. Beautiful. I'm just going to slap down even more research officers, because screw it, it'll make things faster. There we go. Sunroof just flying up. Okay, let's create a new car here. Not to John. The John Solace. The new version. Okay, so the John Solace needs to also have needs to have a sunroof, and it's technically still a budget car. We can definitely afford to get away with charging a fair amount more. I'd say just shy of 20,000. You don't even need to pay 20,000, and you get a sunroof in the John Solace, which, because it's got a sunroof, is going to be sky blue. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so. Now that availability is very rare. No one else has actually done that yet, which is marvellous. Now, how do we actually get the John Solace into production here? Because right now, the chassis assembly is just producing the John. Now, can we add the John Solace? Yes. Now, I'm not sure whether we actually have the components for this yet. We might not have the components. I'm going to see if I'm about to screw up everything. So now basically the production schedule says you produce 1 John and then 1 John Solace. So that means technically a quarter of cars being produced are a John Solace right now, because this one is only producing the John. So, okay, let's see how that goes at this point. So at this point now you are producing... Now he's producing a John. So does that mean after this is done, the next one that's going to be produced will now shift over to a John Solace? Yes, the John Solace is now being produced. Okay, now, we might run into some trouble here, because I haven't actually upgraded any of my conveyor belts or whatever, so I'm not sure whether we can actually, have an actual flipping roof or whatever. I mean, technically, I probably should be worried by the fact that I can see sunroof manufacture over there. You know what, maybe we should just start, getting roof manufacture underway, because I'm concerned about the fact that we don't have that right now. Can we maybe not? Well, we clearly can make sunroofs. Rival companies have the sunroof. Boo, bastards. Right, okay. Don't worry about this. How's this doing? Yeah, John Solace currently in production. That's going to very shortly be heading on its way because that process is almost done. Right, so let's keep an eye on the John Solace here. That is now going to... It's going to come over here, but I suspect this one down here might in a moment yell, excuse me, we're not actually ready for the John Solace because we literally can't produce the sunroofs. But you will be able to soon, alright? Roof manufacture is being researched. Well, technically, they are installing the roof. It just says roof right now. Whether it is actually going to have the promised sunroof or not, I'm not sure. The John Solace first draft may be a little bit on the disappointing side. I'm not seeing a sunroof. Okay, possibly we may have a problem here. We'll wait to see what it looks like when it's done. I'm going to suggest we halt production of the John Solace until we're 100% sure we can actually, build the thing according to our promised specifications. I think I'm seeing the problem here. Right, so... Yeah, the sunroof unlocks an upgrade at the slot fit roof. Now, we don't have one of those yet. We haven't built one of those yet. So right now we've built a basic car. We need a special fit roof station in order to make that happen. So what should probably happen as a result should be... Ooh. Okay, we need a special little side area purely for the sake of, fitting that roof. And then we can just feed that back into the general population of cars. Because what I need to do is, have basically a fit roof section that's basically a subcategory. But I need to actually, make the roof, unfortunately, I think. So we can't do that just yet, because I can't upgrade these. The upgrades are just for making this more efficient. There needs to be a separate part of the process that the John Solace actually runs through, I think. Okay, we now have roof manufacture as an option. Probably a good thing would be now we need to, make some sunroofs. Beautiful. And I see. Make roof is indeed a little production thing over here. So that costs 36,000 producers. Yeah, needs some power, needs time to produce sunroof. So what I probably need to do is I need to make a little sideline down here. And this sideline is purely for producing the John Solace. I mean, right now I'm probably sitting on enough money that I could start a separate John Solace production facility up here. Just a small one. Just a really, really small one that could feed down into, well, say a really, really small one. I am making a good profit right now. If I just started it small and then basically, had it ready to expand later down the line and then just fed it into the final stages of quality check down here, the John Solace could go through the same process down here. Though, obviously, that'll probably be a waste. Probably will be easier just to basically build a new John Solace production facility over here with its new sunroof, and that'll be beautiful. There we are, sunroof manufacture underway. So I've got roof manufacture, I've got sunroof manufacture, I have... Let's just check, okay, hang on. Before we commit to anything, let's just check I've got everything I need here. Because now I can build the fit roof thing, and I can make a sunroof, and everything is lovely. Now, I'm not sure whether I need to, replace the... Presumably it's doing the fit body, because the fit roof just fits the roof. So, presumably I need to now basically give them, chassis assembly, into fit body, into fit roof. Okay, I'm going to try this with a single one, then we'll expand the operation if need be. And this time, remember, keep these things nice and separate so that we can redo the conveyor belts later if need be. So let's just start off with a nice simple one here. So one chassis assembly, which is going to feed into one fit body, nice and spread out here. That one fit body will presumably lead into, oh bloody hell, I'm basically out of money. That's fine, that's fine. We'll take out a big loan if we need to. This will be worth it. Now, as part of the same process, let's just say, yeah, that basically runs through there and can actually toss on a roof. Yeah, basically we want to be applying sunroofs onto these. So, hang on, sunroof, all slots. Yeah, fine. So that thing now produces nothing but sunroofs. And we can get rid of the normal roof as well. We don't care about that. Everything's going to be sunroof. Now, we actually need to make some sunroofs, so we'll make some sunroofs over here next to the research lab. Now, I'm a little bit low on money right now, but that's fine. I imagine by now I've not repaid any of my loans. Or I can only take out 200,000. Right, that's a bit of a concern, but that's fine. We're making good money. Like, I'm going to make some of this money back. This is just a test process, remember? So 6,000 for that. Into there. Okay, so that's now the fit body business. This is going to need its own paint thing, obviously. Though, remember, spread that out a little bit in case we decide we want to rejig that later. Now, once we're past all the paint things, let's actually have this moving more in this direction down here, because we will actually be able to loop this round. So that now comes down into this area over here. Oh, we're really low on money. Okay. Time just needs to start ticking along here, because I need to, like, sell some cars. Everyone, please just sell some cars. Alright, that's absolutely fine. Now, also, don't forget, this thing, its only job should be, no, change the schedule, please. No Johns whatsoever. Like, 0 of them. All we want is the John Solace. Just, like, get rid of that. This entire production schedule is nothing but the John Solace, alright? We got that? Yeah, you're just producing the John Solace right now. John Solace also, we're just shipping resources over here as quick as we can. This doesn't have a route to the stockpile. I'll give you one in a moment. Just relax. We're kind of lacking in money right now. Right, that's fine. The John Solace can basically start its journey. You're producing a... Right, that's a John Solace. Good. So you're producing a John Solace right now. And what I'm hoping is going to happen is over here... This thing needs steel and glass. Good. Steel and glass is hopefully being shipped over towards you, which will allow you to produce a... Okay, I know we need to get new technology going or whatever. Let's just go for, like, accessories. Let's make some nice accessories. We'll rip people off like that. Okay, good. We are still making a good profit. The old classic John is still selling well, and that's going to fund the development of the new John Solace over here. So, the first John Solace heads over in this direction. The John Solace now comes over here and has... Weirdly, I think it does still have a roof put on it, right? Yeah, we are still putting a roof on it. Then we'll send it through here, and we'll actually just slap on like a special sunroof or something, I guess. And we've actually produced our first sunroof. Marvellous. So the first sunroof has been produced. Presumably we're shipping that over here, right? Hang on, in fit roof, what have you got sitting in stockpile? Roof and sunroof. Good. So we've got some... you don't need to produce it locally because you can simply import it. Fine. I'm just doing it more efficiently because I've got my own production facilities going on. I didn't need to do that. That was optional. Fine. So I could have skipped that process. But I did still need the fit roof area, actually, and the technology to install the sunroof. So hang on. We should be getting close to this now. Right. So first John Solace runs over here, comes over here, now presumably stops and has its roof changed over, right? So fit the roof, and if we're right, then this should have a sunroof. Come on, tell me I've got this correct. And oh yes, it's got a sunroof. Oh, the John Solace is a sexy, sexy bastard. Admittedly, we're kind of out of everything. Right, so we need to have the flipping, hang on, conveyor belt. Conveyor belt needs to come round to here. Thank you. Into here. This has no route to the stockpile. Resource conveyor belt, that's fine. We'll just hook that into this system. Does this need to be hooked into... No, this doesn't need to be hooked into that system. That's already hooked into that system. Now, obviously, we knew there was going to be a backlog. That's absolutely fine. We can build more stuff later if we decide this is, like, you know, worth the investment or whatever. Excuse me. Excuse me. What happened to the John? The John is supposed to be red under all circumstances. Who's done this? The John is red, please. And the John Solace is blue. That's how this works. It's helpful to me, so when I look down the factory floor, I know what the bloody hell's going on. So just keep to that, please. So that's fit the engine right there. But once we fit the engine, we need to fit the accessories. That's $65,000, so I literally can't afford to do that right now. So I might need to actually... I might need to have the John Solace fed into here, which I think it can do. I think there's just about enough capacity, though I could build more later if need be. We just need to get the first John Solace into production. No, I need the... Okay, John Solace 2 over here. That's $10,000. Now I need this to go into here. Hopefully that's fine, and the John Solace will now be able to feed to wherever it needs to go. You know what? The John Solace is going to sell for more than that. Screw it. The John Solace is going to sell for, like, flipping... I'm going to give it a markup of, yeah, 22,000, 35% markup, sales price premium. It's got a sunroof. Do you have any idea how rare that is? Premium, actually, 89% is being marked here. Okay, fine. You know what? Let's just see how much we can... Oh. Could we get away with this being a mid-range car? Could we get away with this being a mid-range car at this exact moment in time? Could we have our first... I'm going to try it. $27,000. It's got a sunroof. Possibly something went wrong with the money. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that is Production Line, the story of how the John became the great, much beloved car of the people, and then the manager of the John factory went mad with pride and desperately tried to make a fancier car with a fancy sunroof called the John Solace out of sheer vanity and hubris, and basically managed to run this once massively productive and profitable car company into the ground. A sad story indeed. And that's Production Line. I like it. I do rather like it. It's a good game, damn it. Still in early access right now, but I'm pretty sure you can actually buy this in its early access form. Link in the description below. It's just nice. Like, I think for the right person, this is just going to be a lovely game you'll absolutely love. It's not for everyone. It's like kind of like Factorio kind of stuff. Albeit it's a lot more kind of, I think, simpler and easier to get your head around than Factorio, which is fine. I found Factorio a bit much and ended up going slightly cross-eyed with Factorio, so I'm a bit happier with Production Line. Fun little game like that, recommended by me. Maybe we'll see it again in the future, I don't know. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Production Line. Thank you very much, and goodbye. This is the face of death, okay? This is what my sudden death looks like. Do not engage before we arrive. Do not engage. What are you doing? I specifically said don't. Oh, no.
No, John.
Oh, he likes that. The Romans touched me.